Hello, welcome to the audiobook, How to Say No, The Power of No, written and read by yours truly, Katie McMurray. Chapter 1, A Regretful Yes. So you find yourself way too far down the rabbit hole of helpfulness. Perhaps one too many yes I can or will responses have trapped you in a painful cycle of doing mindless tasks for pushy people, things you regret as soon as you commit. Time to put an end to this. From the time we're first entered the world of adult life, we focus on presenting ourselves in a manner pleasing to others. It's what we've been taught. And it is, after all, the advice we've been given by so many throughout our life. Such an alteration to our individuality can cause us to lose sight of who we truly are and what we truly want. Plus, this practice fails to produce true happiness and success for those of us who find the outcome to ring hollow. Being such a helpful, giving person doesn't always lead us to happiness and success. I've yet to meet the person who hasn't said yes to things they either instantly or later regret. Can you relate? False beliefs cause us to doubt our instincts. I encourage you to consider both comfort and discomfort as your friend. When you feel uncomfortable about something, you shouldn't do it, no matter how it's presented to you. The presence of discomfort is a warning from your inner guidance system or intuition, confirming the thing you feel uncomfortable about doing is not for you. Opt for comfort when you heed the warning of discomfort. You dodge a mistake and instead enjoy a positive experience. Always trust how you feel and choose to feel good. I'm now a fearless no person, and yet this wasn't always the case. I was desperate to remove myself from the exhausting world of doing this and that for everyone but myself. I set out to live the life I believed I was meant to enjoy, and I did so by systematically eliminating all the mindless tasks that made me feel uncomfortable, overwhelmed, and unaccomplished. I learned this valuable lesson while acting as an investigative reporter of sorts who keenly observed those who didn't allow their time to be gobbled up by taskmasters. Instead, they spent it on themselves, and by doing so became well-rounded, happy, and successful individuals. They cleansed their life. The first most vital lesson I learned was to never ever hesitate to say no to anything that didn't collaborate with my life plan. So what if you haven't and aren't clear on your desires? You can reconnect to what you want once allowing yourself the time. What is your life's plan? I have one. You have one. We all have one. It's the dream we have for the life we crave. You're meant to live this life. It's the very reason your inner guidance system, or otherwise known as your inner knowing, keeps bringing you back to such thoughts. It's why you know you're meant for more. You can make it happen when taking back your time and using it to put yourself first. How does this work? I came to realize it's possible to maintain a helpful and giving nature without being used, and all while improving my life. I could pick what I wanted. I could pick what added value to my life and that of those I love and serve. You see, when you do what your natural talents empower you to do, you serve ultimately and create happiness and success for yourself. You create the life you crave by doing what you're meant for. When doing so, you add value to your life and that of those who need what it is you have to offer, as in your gifts and talents. No more wasting time doing something you shouldn't, things that exhaust yourself and your time. The time you once spent doing things that you shouldn't have done, the things you should have refused, can now be spent nurturing and creating your authentic truth, building your dream. There's no need for you to follow the same long and winding map I followed. I found what works, and I've isolated the best methods, narrowed it down in easy, actionable steps. I now use this method to help others live the life they crave. I clear the path and build a route free of detours and potholes. I'm committed to helping anyone who believes they're meant for more find it. Life is a gift. It's meant to be enjoyed, but life is perishable. Learning the art of saying no, a confident no, is the first crucial step to creating the life you believe deep down you're meant to enjoy. Remember this, it's an accumulation of small accomplishments that lead to something big, something amazing, something magical. But if you say yes, you create more to do and submit your position on the yes list of taskmasters eager to put you to work. There's no valid reason to blurt out the yes word when feeling cornered. This only makes the discomfort linger, all while causing resentment to grow. You resent the person asking you for help, and you resent yourself for being the sap who's been taken for granted yet again. Plus, you're still faced with the thing you agreed to do, and the bad feelings persist. The best way out is to just say no and put an end to all the heartache that follows the dreaded yes. I know, talk is cheap. But I assure you, I have accumulated easy and actionable steps that work. Now more on this later, but first, acknowledge the problem. When taking that hard, honest look at your current circumstances, you'll be empowered and motivated to make lasting change. This sheds light on your need for no and the problems you experience without it. Get real about the yes habit that has you nailed down. It's not just you. We're all taught to be agreeable, polite, and shared throughout our youth. Yes becomes a knee-jerk reaction, getting us in all sorts of undesirable situations. While yes may seem harmless, it's not. This book contains the tools needed to end the regret of the dreaded yes trap. Before we get to the heart of no, I have a thought, and I challenge you to take this with you every day as a reminder of all you can and will do. It's this: do not allow what has been done to you defy what you can do for yourself. This was the first thought I had when waking up this morning, and I wrote it down. I knew I had to add it to this book. You see, when you follow through on inspired thought, positive and constructive ideas that come to you as if from out of the blue, you move in the direction of more. When you work to cross your name off the list of yes people, you afford yourself time to do what matters most to you. The things that can improve all areas of your life. Follow your inspired thoughts. When eliminating busy work and the frustration that comes with it, you free both your time and your mind for better pursuits. What you want can be found once you muster the courage to follow the path of bright ideas that fall at your feet. What ideas, you ask? Those you've been too busy to acknowledge, much less act upon. These are the inspired thoughts that come to you as if from out of the blue, like that, and the very thoughts that can build the blueprint of your best life. Eliminating the meaningless things that drain your time allows you to clear your mind and receive inspired thoughts. The sooner you get over the fear of applying such thoughts in your life, the more abundant the inspired gifts flow. Think back to a time when a great idea popped into your head and you thought, I should write that down, but you failed to do so. Maybe you didn't have the time. And then later, when attempting to recall this fabulous idea, it had vanished. Poof! Yeah, just poof, gone. Did you convince yourself it wasn't important, or you'd remember it? When we allow precious ideas to slip away, we internally let ourselves down and beat ourselves up for having dropped the ball. It doesn't feel good. We begin to think we don't have what it takes to be that person, the creative passion seeker we truly long to be. This is anything but true. I know, I've lived it. Got fed up and became determined to stop the madness. I became my authentic free self, a free spirit. Write it down. Yes, I learned my lesson, and so can you. Just write it down. I know there's a lot of talk about journaling, and this is anything but journaling. You merely write down the burst of inspired thought that comes to you, as if from out of nowhere. You need not write about how it makes you feel or elaborate on the idea. Just write it down. Don't try to build something from it. Just write it down. Make a habit of keeping a pad and pen available everywhere. Anytime you have an attention-grabbing idea or inspired thought, simply write it down. Such thoughts may seem incomplete, but when you write down bits and pieces as they come to you, the rest will follow. This sometimes happens quickly, in hours, or over a slow period of time, days or so. Once you begin to write this stuff down, two things happen. One, you ease up on yourself. And two, you get more and more inspired thought. When writing it down, you feel good just knowing the aha moment is tucked away, safe and sound. Your mind is now at ease and open to receive more bright ideas. And this is the very reason you should say no. This is the best reason to say no. You eliminate a bad habit that brings you discomfort and disappointment with something the polar opposite and packed with rewards. When working for yourself and collecting your bright ideas, I'll repeat that. When working for yourself and collecting your bright ideas, you allow creativity to both flow and grow, and you can act on your brilliance. We're all creative. We merely limit the idea of creativity to artsy stuff. In our minds, we think that, Creativity is far more than that. Inventors of every kind are creative. Scientists are creative. Parents who come up with a better way to parent are creative. These are just a few examples of creativity at its finest. Anyone, anywhere, who creates a better way of doing the routine, even the mundane, is creative. Another example is this. 4 people live in our house, and none of us fold our laundry the same. Regardless of how we've been taught, we've all created a way that works best for us, our way. This is creativity at work. Following your individual and authentic notions is creativity. Free up your time and your mind and write down the ideas that come to you. This is your inner guidance system, guiding you along the right path for you, cleansing the palate. When you follow your inner knowing, you can live an authentic life, sure to bring you far more joy than doing the mindless task of others. Yes, it feels great when you're doing your thing. You don't need to be told what to do or assigned projects. There's an authentic and creative to-do list lying in wait within you. When you acknowledge this, your natural gifts and talents can be awakened, come into play, and aid in your ability to create the life you crave, the life you were about to give up on. I believe we're all created with unique and special abilities. When allowing ourselves to act on these gifts, the fear of actually doing something new is replaced with inspired ideas. Sparks of inspiration will ignite possibilities beyond your wildest dreams. Imagine this. Your fondest dreams are in partnership with inspired thoughts your inspired thoughts. Think of the possibilities when the two collaborate. As we proceed, we'll cover the many reasons why saying no is beneficial and healthy. We'll get to the actual steps of saying no, but first, we need to convince your subconscious that it's a necessary ritual to add to your daily life. It took much of your impressionable youth to condition you to drop the yes bomb habitually, and why being a yes person happened, why it's not your natural pattern, and why you should ditch yes for no. Ask yourself why the term terrible twos is so commonplace. It's a time in our development when we gain independence and begin expressing our desires. We reject the constant barrage of instructions by saying no. This is a pivotal moment when the instinct to reject the ideas of others, those that don't ring true to us, is driven out of our vocabulary and therefore our behavior. This is when the habit starts. Our natural instincts are tampered and replaced with the repetitive notion to be helpful and listen and do as you're told. When our ability to reject the thoughts, actions, and demands of others is firmly and repeatedly impressed upon us, it does not embrace or nurture who we truly are. It teaches us to go against ourselves, our interests, and our desires, and just comply. The word no becomes stigmatized as profanity. Have others shaped you to meet their will or to follow societal norms and expectations? Thanks for watching. Have a beautiful, wonderful day.